Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. This is my first YouTube video that I've ever created, and this channel is going to be specifically dedicated to financial fitness. Financial fitness? I'll give you a little background about myself. I started in the fitness industry, actually the physical fitness industry, about 13 years ago, and I worked as a personal trainer and was very successful. From there, I went into management. I managed actual fitness facilities, and learning about finance and investing was something that I did on the side for fun. But as part of my management and my development of other people, I would consistently have meetings around their individual business, but also how to handle their personal finances so that way they could be more secure financially for themselves and for their families. And some of these basic tools are what I'm going to be sharing here on this channel. It helped me, it's helped the other people I've worked with, and I'm sure I could do the same for you. I'm about everybody winning. That's what it's all about. So anything that I can do to help you, to help anybody at home who happens to stumble upon these videos, or if you just maybe subscribe or share this with a friend, anything that I could possibly do to enhance or build value for you guys is what I'm all about. All right, so the first thing everyone asks me is, what do I invest in? Adam, should I put my money into this stock or this bond or this fund? And the truth is, you're jumping way ahead. Before you even think about investing, there are some things that you need to do, and they are more basic than a orange mocha frappuccino or a pumpkin spice latte. I think those are coming out soon again, and they're really tasty. So first, step one, we can have lots of fun. New Kids on the Block reference. Anyway, step one, you need to understand your cash flow. Okay, cash flow is very simple. Like, what does that really mean? You need to understand how your money moves. So cash flow is a simple equation. It's your income versus your expenses, right? Your income would be your primary source of how you make money. So this could be that you're a dentist, a waiter, you work at Target. Okay, that's your primary income. You might have some side hustles. You drive for Uber, you drive for Lyft, you walk dogs. That also goes in as part of your income, right? That's everything that you're bringing in and putting into your bank account. The other side of the equation is going to be expenses. So this is everything that would leave your bank account or that you would charge to a credit card that you would eventually have to pay off. Now, credit cards are a completely different topic, which I am not getting into today. That is a topic for another day. But, okay, I do want to include that in the overall expenses. So again, that is money that is going to leave your account at some point, okay? When it comes to expenses, we're gonna break them into two separate categories. We have hard expenses, and then we have soft expenses. What's the difference? Hard expenses are gonna be more your fixed cost. This is gonna be your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, your car payment, your insurance. Those are all things that you're gonna have to pay first and are important just for a quality of life, okay? The soft expenses are going to be things that you have more control over. This is going to be entertainment, buying clothes, food with friends, subscriptions. And I know y'all got subscriptions. You got that Hulu, you got that Netflix, you got that HBO Plus, HBO Max, YouTube, I don't even know. There's so many of them, Spotify, okay? But everyone knows you can get your password from your friend. And I get all my passwords from my cousin Greg. Little Dicky reference, thanks Greg. So you can cut out these expenses first before you start to take away from your fixed expenses. And then it's very simple. You look at the equation. Your income minus your hard expenses, minus your soft expenses, and whatever number you get there on the end is going to dictate whether you're in positive cash flow. So if you have more money than you spend at the end of that month, you're in what we call positive cash flow. If you have less money than you made, you'd be in considered negative cash flow. And if you're in that negative cash flow, we need to make some behavioral changes in order for you to be more financially successful in the future. And the truth is, even if you're in positive cash flow, you still might have opportunity. So let's say right now you invest $200 a month. That's great. But now after understanding how you spend your money, you realize you have opportunity. Maybe it's less time at Starbucks, or maybe it's spending less at the grocery store, which I'll talk to you guys about in a little bit. Okay, some of those modifications will allow you to invest more money, and the truth is when you invest more money, your money actually starts to work for you. Step number 2, minimize your expenses. Stop spending money. All right, and I'll give you some examples of what I've done in the past and some changes that I made. So working in fitness before, I prefer to eat fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, high quality meats. Okay, with that being said, I'd go to a grocery store and I'd load up my cart, I'd load up the basket, right? I'd get strawberries, bananas, pears, I'd get broccoli, cauliflower, sweet potatoes. I didn't even know what bok choy was. I was just throwing it in there because it looked delicious. It was fresh, right? So I'd have all these groceries, I'd bring them home, and I'd make whatever I felt like for that week. And then by the end of the week, 4 or 5 days into the week, now some of those fresh fruits and vegetables and other things that I was buying was no longer good for cooking. Like I had to throw it out. So basically it just became a waste. So instead, I modified the way I shopped at grocery stores, and all of a sudden, instead of spending $150 a week, I'm spending $75 to $100, and I'm actually eating all the food that I'm bringing home, right? So again, that's something that's worked for me and some modified and some changes that I made in my life. But other things that people do, we talked about subscriptions earlier. We talk about, people going out and always wanting to look fresh and, look fancy and dress, sexy for others. And that's your thing, that's great. But when it comes down to setting yourself up for financial success, you're gonna have to make some changes. You don't need the new Air Force Ones. Stop buying the shoes and start buying the stock, okay? We're not ready for that just yet, but to kind of put you into the right mindset. Okay, so first, understand your cash flow. Number 2, minimize your expenses. And the last but not least is create a 6-month emergency fund. Okay, we all know what's going on in the world today. We're in a pandemic. It's affected certain industries more than others. Me being in fitness, my people are getting hit the hardest, right? We're not able to work with clients one-on-one or in person. Now we've had to go more the virtual route. And what that means is we just are not generating the same amount of income. Okay, but the truth is, if you put money off to the side and you create yourself what we call a nest egg, in tough situations, you still have enough money to at least pay for those hard expenses, right? In these types of situations, you need to make sure that you have the hard expenses just for your quality of life, and then we can make some changes in some of those softer expenses. And again, this will help set you up for financial success and will not make you stress out when things become a little bit tougher. Once you have all 3 of those things in order and you understand how your money moves, you are then ready to move into the investment phase. This is where you stop working for money and your money starts working for you. And that's gonna be the best bang for your buck. That's gonna bring you the most joy when you see your account just climbing little by little and then little more until you get yourself into a good financial spot. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is my first YouTube video I'm ever posting. It's all about finance. Subscribe, share this with friends. I just want to impact as many lives as possible. And if these are some of the tools that have worked for me and some of the other people that I've worked with in the past, I know they can work for you too. Until next time, save, invest, and grow. Ciao, ciao.